So I think I remembered to press all the buttons.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are we live?
Yes, Red Sox killed you last night. They killed me last night, Drew. So did I did the Sean. I went to bed, right? But I even before I went to bed, I knew the Dodgers are up 2-0, and I said, you know what? I know I got the Dodgers in the run line. I just know, without question, that the Padres are going to score an absolute meaningless run in the top of the ninth inning. I just knew it. I wonder sometimes if, like, you kind of think it, or I know I don't have this much influence over the universe, but it's weird how many times I think, like, this is going to happen, and it happens. And I don't ever have, like, that sensation the other way. And I wonder why that is. Is there anybody out there with, like, a psychology degree that understands how that works? Is it just a premonition? Am I speaking it into existence? What the is going on?
It's just the whole history repeats itself, and we've been there, done that before, and we just know what's coming.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be like that, Sean. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how can I know certainty that they're going to get a meaningless run in the ninth inning? You just know it, and you're like, I already know it.
Yeah, I'm glad after Boston lost, I parlayed Dodgers and Giants together in my personal account. I should have just done that from the beginning. That was a plus line itself.
Yeah,
that was easy money. I mean, besides the Dodgers.
Well, sort of, but the Dodgers really weren't.
Screwed around a little bit.
they had. I mean, they should have won that game. I'm watching the game, and I just know how this plays out. They got runners on first, second, and third, one out. They can't get the guy in. Guy on third, no outs, can't get the guy in. They got base runners all night long, and they can't bring him in, and the score is 2-0. And you're like, you just know how this is going to play out because, like you said, I guess you've seen it so many times when the team has an opportunity to actually stick the boot on the throat and crush the esophagus, and they walk softly as if though it's eggshells around their angry mother.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of like seeing it before, we had that parlay. We had 4 different teams together because we switched one of them. The easiest one was supposed to be Boston over Baltimore, which is the one that loses. I mean, it happens all the time.
It's like being at a concert, baby. Lighters out.
We should have parlayed ours together. We should have, stuck with San Fran and then take the Dodgers and the White Sox.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just in one of those streaks right now that I don't understand, where I can't seem to get out of my own way. And no matter what I do, I feel like the opposite happens. And it's not just in sports. And I'm sure everybody goes through this in life too. Like you put the left shoe on your right foot, the right shoe on your left foot, and there's a pebble in both. And you're just like, what the? And then you switch them and you put them on the right way. And now you got 2 pebbles in each. And you wonder, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, well, the good news for you there is I always think when things are going really bad, the good thing is things are going to start going really good for you. So,
well, one would hope that's how it works.
You just got to get there.
There are days like that, Sean, where I just go to bed. I mean, and I'm sure everybody who in life has these days where you just have such an awful day that you can't wait to go to sleep because you want to get this day behind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some days are like that. Last night wasn't one of those days. I just knew when I went to bed. I mean, I could screw it. I know I'm going to lose. But I'd not screw it because, I bet every game I say I'm going to play. So I actually lose money when these things don't work out. And then on top of that, you have competitiveness, pride, and it just pisses me off when things don't go the way, you do the work, you do the research, things are supposed to go the way they're supposed to go. You get a 3-0 run and lead in the Cleveland game. And this has happened to me so many times. You get a team up and then they give it up. And then, so it's just been that kind of streak. And like you said, I hope that it's close to its end.
Well, you had back-to-back night to that. Oakland up 3-0 against Seattle, they blew it, and then Cleveland up 3-0 against Kansas City, and they blew it. And I was worried about Cleveland's offense, but they were giving up runs yesterday.
Just brutal. I mean, one of those days. Like I said, it's just been one of those. It's been like a month.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side. I'm starting to really heat up. I'm actually questioning. I'm going to the casino this weekend. It's probably a good time because of being hot, but does it switch at that time too? You never know. So. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out how that all plays out. Let's find out how we think the baseball schedule is going to play out tonight, Sean. The first game up is the Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. That game yesterday went both ways for a little while. If you're on the Cubs, you felt good. If you were on the Pirates, you felt good. Then if you're on the Cubs again, you felt good. And then in the end, I think the Pirates won, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, the Cubs bullpen again. The Cubs, that's the one thing, and the reason why, I mean, you got Kyle Hendricks versus Ronzi Contreras. I know nothing about at all.
It's his debut.
Yeah, his debut again. So we got one of those again. You would think the Cubs are going to win, but I'm not sweating out a whole 9-inning game with that bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 4 innings or maybe or 3, but those 3 innings feel like a lifetime for sure. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's a game that actually the Pirates have the advantages in. They have the better. I mean, they play better at home, especially of late, than the Cubs play on the road. The Cubs have been just brutal coming down the stretch. They score more runs at home than the Cubs do on the road. You're getting a plus line with Pittsburgh. The right bet is the Pirates. If it's a winning bet, I don't know. Like you said, the pitching for the Cubs, they can be up 7-0. They can be up 6-0. We've seen this play out over and over and over with this team, and they end up blowing it. So I can't play it either. But again, the right bet is Pittsburgh. It's to be determined if it's a winning bet. All right. So is Baltimore going to flame up another parlay tonight?
I can't imagine. I mean, Boston's half game up now on this wild card on Seattle and a game up on Toronto. If they lose this game, I mean, they're not going to the playoffs.
I mean, only a half game, you can't say that, but I mean, they should not be losing to Baltimore. They had like 3 hits yesterday. It's like, this is the team, Baltimore, with the biggest negative run differential in baseball. And it's like through 7 innings and you got 3 hits. What are you guys doing?
Yeah. So I'm going to do it because I actually wanted to add Boston. I picked the 3-team parlay without Boston, but I'm going to throw Boston on there because there is no way Boston's losing this game again, especially with the pitching matchup. I know I say Uvalde gets hit around, but this Zach Lothar is not going to hold Boston's offense.
I'm looking for a lighter. I don't smoke, so I'm going to have to buy one as a prop for the show, but I'm going to take it and just burn it right up. I mean, I don't know what Boston's doing. If that team doesn't have the heart to win that game yesterday, I question whether they actually want to be in the playoffs.
I mean, like I said last night, especially if they lose this one, but even last night, that could have been the reason why they're not going to the playoffs right there.
You lose to Baltimore with that stuff on the line, you don't deserve to go to the playoffs.
No.
And stop right there. The public agrees with you, Sean. They're betting heavily actually on minus 2.5 runs for Baltimore for the Red Sox to win this game. As far as the money line is concerned, the majority of the money, as you can imagine, is all over the Red Sox, over 90 cents on the dollar. Going back to the Cubs game, most of the money is on the actual Pirates. Like I said, that's the right bet, whether or not it's a winning bet. To be determined. The New York Yankees against Toronto. You have the Yankees collecting 87 cents on the dollar. I'm not so sure that that it's worth 87 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, I'm taking them here. You got Garrett Cole again. I mean, they got a win too. Yankees got a little bit of a cushion here, but this will put a foot down on it. I think they win this game with Garrett Cole. Their offense has been clicking again too. They go in these waves where they're clicking and then they're awful. So they've been clicking. So I think they get to at least 4 or 5 runs tonight and win this game. So I'm betting.
You're betting the Yankees at minus 107. Yeah, I mean, obviously Garrett Cole is the better pitcher in this game here, but still Toronto can score runs and make things interesting. I'm not interested in losing on the Yankees tonight. I don't want to flame. I think the Yankees probably win. I don't want to flame your bet. And the public thinks the Yankees are going to win too, because in the smart money, because they're all betting the Yankees as well. You have 70% of the tickets, 86% of the money, all the tickets, all the money, all back in the Yankees, just like Sean. Miami and New York Mets. The Mets made it interesting for me. My only win last night. They managed to win in the extra innings. But another team that had just opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in the later innings to get ahead and stay ahead, they just could never cash in. So I'm like, oh, great. I know Miami's going to score some stupid cheap run. And what I don't understand about this, okay, so Nimmo is one of the best batters for the contact hitters for the Mets, right? Mm-hmm. He leads off the bottom of the 8th inning, which is the first extra inning game with the runner on, right? And he sacrifices him over, right? Mm-hmm. So the next guy they walk, the next guy pops up, the next guy grounds out, right? Inning over. I don't understand why you sacrifice the guy over. And I understand it's old-fashioned baseball, but you only have one chance to get that guy in then, right? To me, what I think I would try to do, hit, if you want to put something and maybe hit and run, if you're going to bunt, maybe something along those lines where you can get the guy moving, the ball moving, and maybe you get a chance for the guy to get on first base. Personally, if Nimmo's my best hitter, I'm going to let him swing away, see if he can move him to third without getting an out. Now you got two chances to bring that guy home. But anyway.
But I'll disagree with you on that because we see it all the time where people have your theory there and they try to hit him home and that runner just stays on second and they
but if you get him to third with one out, you essentially have one chance to get him
right, and that batter just has to hit a deep fly ball and the game's over.
But so many times they don't.
I know it's you either got to hit a deep fly ball, or if you got a guy like Nimmo would be good. If you had a guy on third, he could do like the suicide squeeze or safety squeeze or something like that, which I just remember
guys like Willie McGee back in the day for the Cardinals who would just chop down on the ball to get it to bounce as high as he could. But they played on AstroTurf back then. And then just everybody outruns the ball, which and you can't do on grass these days. And I don't know how that synthetic fields, if the ball bounces quite like that. But it seems to me that get the ball down and get in motion. The guys can make errors, all sorts of different things. Anyway, enough of that nonsense.
Okay.
Marlins, Mets.
Yeah, I'm not touching this one.
Mets win, right? The problem is they're -180. Well, I mean, Miami's one of the worst teams in terms of scoring runs in all of baseball on the road. Mets aren't very good at scoring at home. We saw that yesterday. It took them a long time to find one run, let alone two.
So I'm not playing them at -180, and I'm definitely not giving up a run and a half.
Yeah, you can't give up a run and a half with the Mets because if they win, it's going to be 2-1 or 1-0. That's the nature of the game. But a lot of people think the Mets are going to win because about 85 cents on the dollar is on the New York Metropolitans, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. We missed this game yesterday. We missed every game yesterday, although we didn't miss the game. It's the proverbial, if two idiots have a podcast and it's not on live, did they have a podcast at all? No. In the woods where the Bears go to the bathroom. What do you think about the Phillies and the Braves?
So I think the Braves win this and pretty much, I don't know if it would clinch it. It would pretty much come pretty close to clinching it. You got Max Fried against Aaron Nola. Nola has not been that good this year.
But he's the higher, believe it or not, I looked this up. He's the higher rated pitcher in terms of the advanced metrics. So not by a lot, but by enough to be worrisome.
Yeah, I just the Braves are gonna clamp this down right here against this series versus the Phillies. Win this game, pretty much put the division to bed, and the Phillies are ready for the season to end. So I will take the Braves.
I need a fork and a knife and a lighter. I agree with you. So that scares me. I have Atlanta winning too. I put them on, I put them off, I put them on, I put them off. This is a game Atlanta has to win. Max Fried has pitched fairly well against – he's either really good against the Phillies or really bad. So I hope we get the really good Max Fried tonight. Nola has pitched decently against the Braves, but he's also had some games where he's gotten popped. Again, he is the better pitcher in terms of the advanced metrics. Phillies are okay against lefties too. They don't have a winning record, but they're pretty close to 500. I got a feeling we're both going to be sweating this one out, Sean, but I'm due. Gambler's fallacy. I'm going to take the Braves. You're going to take the Braves. You're going to do it for 30. I'm going to do it for 20, -139.
Yep.
And the money agrees with us because more than 90% of the money is on the Atlanta Braves, closing out the division. Detroit and Minnesota. You got Casey Mize a little while ago at +158 would have been a great bet, or you can even get +161. It's not pitched as well lately, although most of the people are betting the Tigers and most of the money is on Casey Mize.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Minnesota's been playing a lot better here at the end of the year.
Yeah, since I started picking against them, they got on fire. I mean, it's the opposite of the flame. I don't know what you would call that when you pick a team and they turn on fire.
Yeah, they're just setting you on fire at that point.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. Spontaneous twin combustions.
I mean, I'm going to just pass on this again because -180, and I don't want to give up a run and a half.
It's a 50-50 game, Sean. So, if I were going to take a 50-50 game, I would take Detroit. They have the minor run line advantage, minor home field advantage for Minnesota, minor run line advantage for Minnesota. It's not even a pitching matchup advantage. It's about a push on that. Simulator says that Detroit wins this game 51 times, loses it 49 times. You're getting enough value in Detroit to take Detroit. I'm going to do it, Sean. And I never win these on the fly bets, but I'm going to put $10 on Detroit to win this one. And I'm going to get plus 171. No, 161. I'm sorry.
161.
Yeah. So it was minus 171 for Minnesota. It's a 50-50 bet. I'm getting way too much value in a game that's a 50-50 game to ignore it. Otherwise, I would stay away from it.
It's not bad value, and it depends which Casey Mize you get because we've seen both this year.
Well, it's a great bet. It's just, is it a winning bet? Because again, if you look at the simulation, they have a 50% chance to win this game, right? Mm-hmm. Actually, the simulator says they have a little bit better. It's 51.39 versus 48.61. If you make this bet and it does actually hit 50% of the time, so you win one and you lose one, but you're getting plus 161, you make money like that. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the way things are going, Detroit will be ahead going into the bottom of the ninth, at which point you better cash out because you know and put that money, all of it, on Minnesota because you know damn right well they're going to come back and win. All right, so most of the money is on Detroit. Milwaukee and St. Louis. St. Louis, are they ever going to lose? I mean, are they really a team that can win them all? Because it sure as hell looks like they don't plan on losing.
Yeah, and I wanted to go to the Cardinals here and continue that streak, but it's eventually going to end here in the regular season before they get to the
So why don't you flame it? You could take credit for it.
No, yeah, and this could just be the spot to do it. Adrian Hauser's been pitching really well for Milwaukee, so I'm going to pass on it.
Yeah, I mean, how do you bet against a team that's won, 17 games in a row or some ridiculous number?
And this is one if you've – I mean, I've caught the Cardinals a few times, but if you played the Cardinals like the last 10 times, you just keep riding it till they lose. But I'm just going to stay away from
They're riding it because 80% of the money's on the Cardinals, but only 60% of the tickets. So, I mean, the money is back in the Cardinals. They're going to win this game. They're never – listen, they're never going to lose a game.
I don't like the pitching matchup, though. I mean, Mikolas is okay, but he's really hittable, and Hauser's been really good late.
Well, then you could take Milwaukee and get a plus
one. No. I'm not going to do that. If a team's streaking like that, I'll just, I'll take a seat and see if they lose or not. I'm not going to go against them.
Yeah, well, the betting public's not going against them either. Texas and the LA Angels. You took Texas last night. I don't remember. Did they win or lose, Sean?
They did win. They were down like 2-0, 3-0 or whatever, and they came back and they won pretty good.
Okay, good. So you can take them again tonight at minus 120.
Yeah, I'm not as confident. They face a righty today instead of a lefty, and then got Taylor Hearn going. Not too confident in him.
Yeah,
so.
He's actually pitched fairly well for them.
He has, but he can be erratic sometimes, so I'm just going to.
And what do you think about, this is a great pitcher's name, Junk.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably throws 140 miles an hour, but he's a junk ball pitcher for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to get that guy's jersey, and then just like and then get like the letter I and then apostrophe M on the back of there. So I'm junk. That would be great. Or you could put MY on there. My junk. I think that would be even better. My junk.
You were already called an idiot on social media, so
by you, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, as they say, lest you argue with fools, you become one. I think that Texas has all the advantages in terms of the power line and runs scored, which are hard to believe that they've outscored somebody. But if I were going to take this play, I'd probably take Texas, but I'm not going to take Texas at a -9. Cleveland and Kansas City, boy, I made up my mind at the last minute, just like I did just a few minutes ago with Detroit, and I paid the price. They're up 3-0. I'm like, yay, finally I got one on the fly. Then they give up one hit in the bottom of the first inning, just one hit, Sean, but 2 runs. The whole game long, Kansas City had more runs than hits until the very last inning. That's
amazing when that happens. Like, how?
But it happens to me, and I'm like, okay, is there somebody up there in the universe just absolutely? It's like my marionetter. Is that what they call the person who handles the strings? Is he just effing with me right now to see how much crap I can take before I lose it? And you see Rich running down the street, pulling all his hair out, and they're calling the 911 to get the suits guy get the suits for me.
It's possible. I'm gonna stay away from this game.
Me too. I was going to bet it, but hell with him. I'm sick of baseball. Let's get to the playoffs where the teams are actually going to try.
I would have taken Kansas City, but then Daniel Lynch, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, most folks are on the game is pretty close to 50-50. Most of the tickets, about 70% of the tickets are on the Guardians. You
50,
can start calling Guardian, but more than half of the money is it's about 50-50 on the betting.
50-50 with negative lines. You love that.
Oh, they're my favorite things. And maybe they should become my favorite things because the other stuff ain't working. Tampa Bay and Houston. Rasmussen versus Garcia is a very even pitching matchup. If I asked you, Sean, which team in all of baseball has the best record against teams above 500, what would be your guess?
Oh, that's tough. Tampa Bay.
Nope, Houston.
Houston. I was thinking Houston too because
I asked you in a game between Tampa Bay and Houston. No. Pretend like you were, you're in there having some kind of Einstein calculations going on in the brain.
No, because Houston, we always talk about Houston losing to bad teams. So, of course, they're winning against really, really good teams because they've lost.
We don't say they lose. We say they play down to their level.
Yeah, well, and they sometimes lose and are the Boston Red Sox against the Baltimore Orioles parlay busters.
Oh, yes, they are definitely – they are parlay flamers for sure. They're not even a big lighter. They're like one of those things that you see welders use. Anyway, I like Houston tonight, Sean. I'm putting $20 on Houston. They have the best record against winning teams. They can score more runs on the road at home than Tampa does. They actually have a home advantage. So I'm going to put $20 on Houston. I think maybe they're trying to send a message before the playoffs that, look, we're coming. We're going to get you. Tampa Bay on the road, a good team, but I feel like it's going to be a close game. I'll take Houston minus 135.
So this is kind of on the fly. I've looked at this game. I was kind of leaning Tampa, but I like the pitching matchup, and I think it's under 9 here. So I'm going to play under 9.
So Sean's going to play under 9. See, I already know what kind of silly stuff Sean's going to do. So I have it already. Oh, I don't have the total in there. See? There I do have it. Oh, never mind. So the under the 9, I can get you minus 113, Sean.
Yeah, I like it. 2 good pitchers, 2 good teams. I think
they'll be 5-4 at the end of the first inning.
Oh, don't say that.
Chicago White Sox versus Cincinnati. This might be the game you want to go under. Sonny Gray, I know he hasn't got the record for it, but Advanced Metrics has him in the top 100 of all pitchers in baseball, and that includes relievers. So probably closer to like the 50, probably one of the top 20, 30 starting pitchers on the season. Rodon is in the 20s. So this is one of the best pitching matchups of the night. 2 high-scoring teams, so I would imagine that total might be a little elevated, Sean. The total is 7.5. It's not elevated. I might go over, but not at minus 110.
That's odd, too, because I feel like Sonny Gray's been struggling this year, and, he does have an ERA just under 4. You would think his record would be better than 7 and 8. I am adding the White Sox to my parlay that I have Boston with so far. And the White Sox win this at home. The Reds have been struggling. They're another team just kind of ready for the year to end.
The only thing that concerns me is the White Sox have absolutely nothing to play for. They can't advance in the standings, really, I don't think. But like I said, Rodon has been really, really good on the year. I just worry that maybe this is what stopped me from maybe taking the White Sox today. They're going to get a decent pitcher in Gray, and I can see Rodon pitching 5 innings and coming out. And then because they don't really want to burn him up before the playoffs start, that's the only thing that concerns me. Otherwise, I agree with you. The White Sox should win this game. They should win it 4-2, something along those lines. The betting public thinks the White Sox are going to win the game too because almost 90 cents on the dollar is back in Rodon and the White Sox. So I agree with you.
The only thing I would say about that too is they probably aren't going to play. Rodon's probably not going to pitch till the end of next week. So he's going to have a week off regardless. So they might just give him his work. And also with the White Sox having nothing to play for, the Reds are ready for the end of the year too. It's not like they're going up against the playoff team. So I still favor the White Sox here.
Yeah, I favor them too. I just wonder if mentally, because it's not necessary, if mentally they're going to be there.
Right.
Arizona, and also there might be some players that are dinged up that are in the normal rotation that don't go out on the field and play. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Or maybe they play 2-3 innings and they come out. San Francisco and Arizona. San Francisco should beat Arizona. San Francisco still has motivation to win, right? I think they still haven't quite clinched things.
Right.
So I mean, they get Arizona, they should be able to clinch it. Then they get San Diego. So I feel like they're in the driver's seat for home field advantage. They're in a driver's seat, so they can't take the foot off the gas pedal. I don't think they do tonight.
Nope, they're my 3rd team on the parlay here. I think they take care of things. that they're silencing a lot of doubters. Nobody, including myself, thought they were going to hold off the Dodgers, and it certainly looks like they're going to.
Well, I think you're right. The Giants are back by 90% of the money. So I think, picking the Giants to beat Arizona, okay, that's good. San Diego, LA Dodgers. I mean, like I said, LA scored San Diego scored a meaningless but very meaningful run at the same time. Meaningless in terms of the game, but sure a hell of a lot of people out there that were at -1.5 on the Dodgers that were like, what? If they can get a hold of that guy who hit that home run it's like breaking up a no-hitter with a bunt. All right, San Diego, LA Dodgers. Is this another team in your parlay or no?
Yep, this is the fourth team. I mean, this is Dodgers got to win. They're the hotter team. They're the better team.
And they got Scherzer on the mound.
Yeah, and San Diego's got Ryan Weather. So Dodgers, fourth team. So Dodgers, Giants, White Sox, and Boston. Actually, the four teams we had combined yesterday.
So which one's going to flame it, Sean?
Yeah.
I don't think going to flame it.
I don't think it's the Dodgers or the Giants. I can tell you that. If this parlay burns again early, I'll parlay the Dodgers and Giants together again. That they're both going to win. But the parlay comes out to +292, and I'll put $20 on that.
That'll work. Oakland and Seattle. Yeah, I told you I don't want to bet Oakland anymore. I don't want to bet Seattle anymore. I don't want anything to do with baseball until the playoffs start. Although I made, 2 bets today? Or 3? I bet Houston. Houston, Detroit, and Atlanta, right?
Atlanta, yeah. So I like Seattle here. The only thing that was scaring me was Logan Gilbert, and then I looked. Seattle with him starting is 14-8, and against Oakland, they're 3-0 when Logan Gilbert starts versus them, and they've been beating up on Oakland the last week here. So they're a half game out of this wild card. I mean, it would be amazing if they got this wild card. Well,
they got all the motivation in the world to go get it, right?
Yeah, I mean, another one. I mean, who would have thought Seattle would be where they're at right now? I will take the hot team, the team that's trying for the postseason, against the team that's just ready for the season to end again. And
you got -102, so not a bad line. You almost got a plus line earlier in the week. It's one that you might have wanted to play last night before the lines got shifting around. Most of the people, Sean, who are looking at this game are taking the where in the world is this game? They are taking the Mariners. 90% of the money. Woof, they're all over the Mariners. I'm surprised with 90% of the money on the Mariners that the line has only moved a little bit. I would think it would move more than that. But
yeah, so that's the only thing that scares me about this game. And you also mentioned the same thing about the Yankees game. You think with Cole, with all that money, it would move.
Do we have any no-run first innings today, Sean? Which one? To me, I think the game I would look at would be the White Sox and the Cincinnati squad, because those are the two best pitchers in terms of advanced metrics in any of the games tonight. That would be the one I would identify as a no-run first inning game.
I'll go Tampa Bay, Houston, the pitching matchup with Garcia and Roseman.
That one scares me a little bit because both teams have the ability to score. So I do think it's a good pitching matchup. I do have some MLS soccer though, Sean.
Okay.
So, I mean, tonight's going to be one of those nights where I'm going to be sweating it out across the board because I have MLS soccer. I have 3 baseball games. What the hell? I'm just going to go crazy on it all today and see if I can just get myself down to 0 in one night.
I had to borrow some money. Now I gave that money back and I'm working back down. So, you don't want to get.
We'll see how that works out.
Yeah,
right. I mean, because on the back end of a hot streak, Sean, what comes? So
we'll switch off. You'll be the hot one. And, they can just take the hot one's picks, like we said from the beginning.
Yeah, one's going to be rum and one's going to be but we both have to get ourselves above 0. So, DC United, Minnesota United, all the United teams are playing tonight in the MLS. DC United should win this game. I ordinarily don't like to take a team that's -130, but they have, according to the simulation, they have a 73% chance to win. So I'm going to put $20 on DC United in the MLS at -130. It's Real Salt Lake against the LA Galaxy. This is a plus line. You can go ahead and bet so it's +120 for Real Salt Lake to win at home. They've been playing really well at home. I think they've won 5 consecutive games at home. Well, the last game they didn't win at home was a tie against the LA Galaxy. So, yeah, I hope history doesn't repeat itself there. But you can, if you want to, you could bet both the tie and Real Salt Lake to win. And if you split the money, probably 2/3 of the money on Real Salt Lake, 1/3 of the money on the tie, no matter what happens, provided LA Galaxy doesn't win. But if the game ends in a tie or Real Salt Lake wins, you would get paid. I'm just going to go $20 on Real Salt Lake to win at plus 120, Sean. And then finally, the Seattle Sounders head into San Jose. Seattle Sounders are a much better team, but they're on the road, so that's why they're plus 190, Sean. Again, this is a spot where you can play, and I think the tie is something around 200 as well.
220.
So you once again could play 50-50 on this. You could put a little bit of money towards the tie, a little bit of money on Seattle. I'd say I'm 85% confident this game will either end in a tie or Seattle winning. I think it's very unlikely that San Jose wins. The simulator says that San Jose has a 12% chance to win.
Wow.
It's probably higher than that. Well, there's also like a 20% chance to tie, and then like a 60% chance, 67% chance Seattle wins. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 20 on the Seattle Sounders win. But again, in both Real Salt Lake and Seattle, you can bet both ways, the tie and the team to win. And if it's one of those two results, you'll end up turning a profit. You could also, if you want, on the Seattle side, you can go with what they have, a draw no bet. So in other words, if the game ends in a tie, the bet is canceled. You can draw no bet at plus 100. So it's a 50-50 proposition, but I feel like it's a better than 50-50 chance for the Seattle team to win. I would actually rather probably play it the other way, with where you're dutching the tie, and you'll end up with a little bit more money. But in any case, well, not really, because you would put 100% on the draw no bet. But I'm going to go ahead and put 20 on Seattle. Those are my MLS bets tonight, Sean. I'm hoping that at least the 2+ lines come home. And if there's going to be a tie tonight, a stupid soccer tie, that'll be DC United that does the stupid soccer tying.
Yeah, I like your Seattle pick there in the odds. I mean, those are really good odds for that, especially if they are the much better team.
I have them winning too. I can pull this stuff up. I can show you like what all these numbers I have on my screens. So this is baseball. Let me pull up soccer instead. MLS. So here you can see the MLS tonight. I don't have that up there. I have baseball up there still. All right, because I am an idiot that doesn't know how to press play, Sean.
Yeah.
So let's look at the Nashville and the. Can you see that, Sean?
A little bit. Go. Now we're good. All
right, yeah, now it's getting too big. There. Oh my Lord, it's Frankenstein on me. It's doing what it wants. All right, so you can see here. And the game that you're talking about, I got to get the right dates over here. Where does today starts? All right, today. So Atlanta United minus their 270 against Philadelphia. Philadelphia has the power rankings, like a home and away. Which team is better at home? Philadelphia is better at home than Atlanta's on the road. Philadelphia has the scoring differential for sure. This is the probability that each team wins. So it says 23% chance Atlanta United wins. Here you can see, according to the odds at 270, they're giving them 27% chance to win.
Is that the right?
Yeah. That's not who they're playing today?
Atlanta United, I got Miami CF.
Right here. You're right. It's the wrong day. Atlanta, I just usually put the date over here, but I didn't see it. Yes, Miami is Atlanta's minus 220. So that's giving them a 68% chance to win. But according to the numbers, they only got a 37% chance to win. And the tie is the most probable outcome here at 39%. And of course, this is just, Excel sheets. It doesn't necessarily mean it all comes true. He says he played Asian line, 75 on both sides. All right, that's good. That's so basically, if I understand the Asian lines work correctly, it's sort of like the draw no bets, that you get like some of your money back if the team doesn't, if the game is a tie.
Okay, well that draw line's plus 400 there, so that's not bad.
Yeah, and at 39, so that's the highest probability. So those are all the numbers that I go through, and then I go look at form, see how the team is playing right now, how they play at home, how they play on the road, how many goals they score at home, how many goals they give up, see who's in, who's out in terms of injuries, if they're significant players. So I feel like those are the best soccer bets tonight. That's why I put my money on them. I'll have my money on them in my account too, and I'm hoping that the Marinette guy in the sky decides to take it easy on me tonight.
We'll have to distract him or something. Leave Rich alone tonight.
Go with Sean or Drew or someone else. Leave me alone. I had enough of you and your ninth inning rallies to beat me. And the thing is, I don't get ninth inning rallies to win. It'd be one thing like, okay, I lose 3 on a ninth inning rally. All right, all right, so I'm pissed off about that. But if I at least won one like that, I'd be like, okay, I won one. I got one. I don't get any like that. It's a kick in the shins.
Yeah,
a little higher than the shins, but it's a family show. Sean's kids over there.
Yeah, not right now, but yeah, it's a lot more painful than that.
Yes, it is like painful. It gets you talking like this. That's how painful it is. All right, Sean, anything else, my friend, before we get up and get out of here?
No, I'm going to go up and get my hair cut so I don't have this anymore.
Ah, I see. If Boston had ninth inning rally last night, if that would have been happy because then we would have had that.
I kept waiting for that, and then when they gave up that fourth run in the bottom of the eighth, and it was 4-2, I knew
that's over. I knew it was over. Yeah,
Rich was part of it, so I knew. Yeah, that ain't happening.
As soon as they scored 3 runs in that inning, I texted Sean immediately. Yeah, they're the ones that are going to burn it, and they did.
And I was still holding out hope, and I don't know why.
Right now, man, if it turns against me, you can't hold out hope, Sean. You got to know you're dead and just quick get to your account and bet the other way as fast as you can to get some of your money back. All right, tomorrow night on our Players Edge podcast, we will have Todd Schrupp from TVG. Should be a fun show. Hopefully, we got some jokes planned for him. We'll find out. Head on over to Horse Racing Radar TV on YouTube. Check that out. If you're into horse racing, you can go to Guaranteed Tip Sheet, get some picks. They get some good winners over there. And that wraps it up for today, Sean. I look forward to tomorrow. We got some pro football. We have some college football. And then we'll have some more baseball, unfortunately. And then that'll wrap it up. A little bit of golf. I try to get my golf rankings up there today, but I got a little bit of other work to do. So if so, I'll get some golf picks out on the Moneyline Madmen site. Make sure you head over there. Tell us who you like, what you don't like. If you agree with Sean that I'm an idiot, which isn't unanimous, right? 100% of the money is on that.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, I had Rich's approval for that.
I actually gave him the idea.
I would never just call Rich an idiot. I'll call myself an idiot before I call Rich.
Like I told you before, the line in the movie from Forrest Gump, "Stupid is as stupid does," that was written for me. All right, Sean, I got to get up and out of here. You all got to go somewhere. You don't have to go home, but you sure got to get the hell out of here. We'll see you all in 23 and 30. Till then, I hope all your bets, especially mine, are winners. See you tomorrow.